Yeah. Yeah.
He ended up saying that he's going to give me that chance. And I'm gonna be hand in hand with Isaiah because that's what's real. But of course, I am prepared to face Sydney.
God, they need to have first responders on standby when people come back from Casa Amor. They need to have not seriously first responders ready for Jesse, for Sydney. They actually need, I think, an ambulance. And Kat is messy, very messy. She's going to have a big fallout with the girls when they find out what she did. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA Season 4, Episode 21. Oh my God, I don't, there's way too many people, and I think it makes it difficult to review. But anyway, I'll review those people that were featured. Those that weren't, it is what it is. So where shall I start? Okay, with Zeta and Timmy. I think Zeta and Timmy, after the whole Bria Jeff situation, they both didn't want any problems. So with going into Casa Amor, I think went into Casa Amor with the mindset that I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit there and mind my own business, encourage everybody else to get along, give advice to anyone who wants advice, and it is what it is. But I am going to stay in my little, place and not look for any problems. And I remember one of the girls saying to Timmy on the first night, I think it was Bella, sorry, who says she was sleeping in the same bed with Timmy. And Timmy is not messing about. He, by the time they turned out the lights, he was fast asleep already. He was not playing with anybody. He's keeping his personal space. Zita, on the other hand, she's been sleeping outside. She hasn't been sleeping with the guys. I think she's trying to avoid any temptations or any problems. So I have to give it to them. I have to give it to them because they have not succumbed to any of the temptations, so they will be fine. Jeff on his first night was with Tiger Lily. We saw him in this episode, but he was more speaking to the other guys than he was to. I didn't see him with Tiger Lily at all. And when they went to bed, Tiger Lily actually went to bed on her own. So I don't know whether things didn't work out or whether they decided to. Because I don't know whether they've decided to just wait and see how it goes. Because Jeff actually slept on his own. Tiger Lily slept on her own in a different bed. So I don't know what happened to those two there. And on her part, uh, Nadja has decided to carry on with Nick, and so she's making out with Nick. I know from Kasamo she will definitely bring Nick. She will bring Nick, and I hope, if nothing else, um, Jeff brings Tiger Lily, even just to make sure he secures his place, and then from there, once he and Nadja, if they do work things out, then they can recouple at recoupling. Otherwise, if he comes on his own, then he is definitely going home. Jesse and Deb. Jess, Jesse actually has, I think, surprised not just me, but a lot of people in the sense that he as well, I think, after all the mayhem with Val and all that fallout, has decided not to succumb to any temptation. He actually said that, he missed Deb and he couldn't wait to see her, which was very touching for me. I really liked it. And also I had a conversation with Timmy where I think he's come to the realization that Deb is the girl for him and he wants to go back to the villa and see Deb and they make up. And my heart bleeds for him because I hope there was a hint that Kyle is playing Deb, and I hope Deb picked up on it and she doesn't recouple with him and waits for Jesse and explains herself to Jesse, and hopefully they can work things out. Because on her part, Deb is with Kyle. Kyle is giving her all the attention that she needs. He's massaged her. He went to bed with her. He asked her to turn around. He was sort of, whatever, he was scratching her back and stuff. And so he came in with a plan. And I think his plan is going to backfire in the sense that um, I think, if nothing else, um, um, I think his plan, Deb is going to couple with Deb is going to recouple with Jesse when he comes back. That's just my hope because he's been doing all this and he's been trying to avoid asking her questions. But then at the end, he said to her, I just want to let you know that I will never tell you what you want to hear, which is what Deb said to to Jesse after they played the couples game from the award ceremony where they were giving out awards from the public voting and stuff. And so if nothing else, I hope Deb picked up on it, meaning that he was watching. He thought he had a good chance with Deb, and he came in with a plan to make sure that whatever happens, um, whatever happens, he will win Deb over, which is what I've always said that I wish people went into the villa or Casa Amor aiming for single people, and once they've got the single people, when they get to the main villa, then they start working on the person that they're after, but I don't know. I hope they picked up on it. I really hope. And Jesse, he went to bed with Avery, but made sure he had pillows in between them and is maintaining personal space. I think he doesn't want any problems having to explain himself. So that is good to see that he's got, enough self control. And on to Jared. Jared obviously was in a coupling with Maddie. Maddie's gone home, so he is now single. So he is trying to sort of work things out with Shanice. Chance, or I don't know how you pronounce her name, the redhead. Um, she is working him. She is working him. And these people are very obvious in their plans. You can actually tell who. I don't think there's anyone there who's coming with the aim of looking for the connection. I think they've all come in with the intention of going to the main villa. And so they've played their plan out, and you can actually see who's playing who. Because she did bring up about about him taking her to the villa and them having a connection. He has no choice. He has to bring someone. But I hope when once he gets back to the villa, he works on somebody else. I hope once he gets back to the villa, he either tries to go for a connection with Courtney or somebody. But if he's not careful, he's going to end up going home if he doesn't pick her because he has no one else waiting for him at the villa. Courtney, on her part, Courtney was with I think she was with Jordan. Said she didn't really think Jordan could match up to her energy, so she then decided to chase after Chad. And I think there was a revelation for everybody because for the first time, Courtney didn't spend the whole night making out with Chad. She actually had conversation with him. She said she spent about 2 hours chatting to him, and she said, "Oh, I think this is what Zeta does. It was strange. It was a new territory for me, and I felt strange that I wasn't really interested in making out with him. I was more interested in sort of just talking to him, and so that is good for her. But then." It's a bit messy how she came to be with Chad. I know she told Jordan that she wanted to change and try something new, right? But then Kat as well was chasing after Chad because I think they were sharing a bed with Chad. And Nadja came in while Courtney was busy talking to Chad, trying to sort of ask him if he could go to sleep in her bed. Nadja then told Kat where to find Chad, and Kat came up and sort of asked to speak to Chad, and Courtney had to leave. And it's like she's not playing it smart. She was already involved. I would like to think she's on the bad side of the girls after the whole Serenity incident. And even though they've decided to forgive her, I think this when they do find out that after Courtney left, she made out with Chad. I think she was going after Chad. And then when she found out that she was hoping to compete with Courtney, when she realized that Chad was more interested in Courtney, she then went back and pretended to sort of break up with him and told him, "Oh, I don't have any romantic connection with you. You're more of a friend. I don't have any connection with anybody here." She's not stupid. She knows Chaz is bringing someone from Kasamo. There's no way she expects Kaz to come back single, given the fact that she told him that she is not set on him. And oh, I can't wait. I wish I could go and actually help her pack her bags. But anyway, it is what it is. So Courtney and Chad slept together, and they seemed fine. Kat, I don't know. I don't know who she's going to go after next. And I think she was silly. I think she should have played the cards right, stayed with Chas for at least a week or two, and then put out feelers to see if she could find somebody else. But as soon as she got confirmation that she was in, she then decided to look around, and it is what it is. Then on to Chaz and Gabby. Chaz and Gabby, we haven't really seen them because I did mention yesterday that I haven't seen Chaz or whoever he's pairing with, and it doesn't make sense because he already knows that Cat is not failing him, and so if he goes to the villa with no one, then chances are he's going to be sent home. Turns out Chaz was speaking to Gabby. They have been spending time together, and when Chaz received a text message to say the hideaway was open, so everybody nominated Chaz and Gabby. And I think the guys did that because they didn't want Isaiah going into the hideaway because they were trying to save him from himself because they knew that if he went to the hideaway with Phoebe, Phoebe was going to get her clothes than him and he would be in a whole lot of trouble. So I, in my opinion, Gabby's working for her to get into the villa. That's just it. I don't think she has that much of a connection with Chaz. I don't know what it is about Chaz that rubs the girls the wrong way. Whether it's the fact that he always likes to play up the character to whatever he feels the girl needs, or whether there's something that we're not hearing, or whether he is choosing girls that he knows he won't have any emotional attachment to, and he just wants someone to ride it out with to the finish line. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I don't think he's got that stronger connection with Gabby, and I think if anything else, is using him to get into the villa. And once gets into the villa, she's going to pull a cat and say she doesn't have any connection with him. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Last but not least, the throuple: Sydney, um, Isaiah, and Phoebe. It seems Isaiah has got a thing for dramatic toxic girls because I remember at the start with Sydney, she went back and forth. She was with Isaiah, then went on to Andy, then came back to Isaiah when she realized that Isaiah wasn't happy with it, and I think there was something about Andy she didn't like, so she left Andy. And she has been very good. She hasn't spoken to any of the Casa guys. She hasn't tried to form a connection. She hasn't been inappropriate in any way, and she has expressed that when Isaiah comes back, she wants to sort of solidify their relationship and ask him to be her boyfriend. And she was having a conversation with Zeta and saying how hurt she would be if she felt Isaiah had crossed the line. Well, she will need a first responder on standby. Um, Isaiah, on his part, Phoebe has finally broken him. I am uncomfortable with Phoebe. I'm uncomfortable with the way she chased Isaiah. I'm uncomfortable. There's something a bit off with her. She comes across as one of those girls that if you break up with her or if you upset her, she will burn your crap. She will throw your things out the door. She will destroy stuff. That's the feeling I get. It could be the editing, but something she comes across as someone who can be very toxic and very dramatic. She has been trying to persuade Isaiah to bring her back to the villa because she's been sort of comparing herself to Sydney all the time. And it's sad, but insecure. It could be the editing, the way she keeps going on. Oh, Sydney doesn't do this. I am better at this. And instead of her being herself and letting Isaiah come to her because he's attracted by something about her, she has gone out of her way to try and sort of make sure that she convinces Isaiah that she's a better partner than Sydney. And I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that Isaiah senses at the last minute and tell her no, unfortunately I can't bring you to the villa. And she's going to be very heartbroken. She's going to be very heartbroken. Because I think if Isaiah decides to take Phoebe to the villa, it's going to be a nightmare in there for everybody. It will be good for the producers. They will get the drama and the toxicity that they want. But I think it's going to be very uncomfortable. I think the atmosphere in the villa is going to change completely because although there's been issues with one or two people, but generally they've managed to sort of move forward and have a peaceful environment. And I think if Phoebe comes, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.